Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now, in today's video, I have book recommendations for all you readers out there. And why is that? Well, the new year is coming up, or it's already the new year for you guys by the time you're watching this. And if you're a really good reader like me, you want to set goals for how many books you want to read, or how many pages you want to read in a day. And to accomplish that, you need a book. But the thing is, due to COVID-19, libraries are closed, and you have to stick with online ordering, or getting them from online. And the hard part is, when you go to a library, you get to see the preview of a book, you get to ask the librarian. Whereas on the other hand, when you're online and getting books from the library, the ebook library, you don't really get a big summary about the book. So I've compiled all the books I have read in 2020 for you guys to read in 2021. And if you guys like today's video, consider subscribing to my channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on my videos. Let's get into it. So, one sec, I will fix my screen. Okay, so let's get into it. So book recommendation number 1. Restart by Gordon Korman. So, what I'll do first is instead of giving a summary first, I'll show you all the books I have. So, book recommendation number 1, Restart by Gordon Korman. Then we got Schooled, also by Gordon Korman. One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia. From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks. The Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Campfire Mallory by Laurie Fredman. The Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. Arushan The End of Time by Roshani Chokshi. Serafina and the Black Cloak by Robert Betty. And then we got some more books: Big Nate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, John Westilton, and Dogman. Let's get into every book, okay? And if you guys are eager to read any of these books, drop a like on the video, and remember, comment down below which book you want to read, which one you're eager to read. I've read all these books, and I gotta tell you, they're all so good. So, book recommendation number 1, Restart by Gordon Korman. So, in this book, a boy named Chase Ambrose falls out of his window and gets amnesia. Amnesia is known as losing your memory, like memory loss. And he gets the chance to restart his life. He has to deal with his past actions, and that affects who he is right now and his future. Okay? So if you guys are eager to read this, comment down below. And Restart is a really good book because Gordon Korman is such a good author. And even Schooled, the second book, which I'm going to tell you, is also a good book. So, in Schooled, Capricorn Anderson goes to public school for the first time. He's in 6th grade, I believe. I don't remember. 6th or 7th grade. Yeah, he's in 7th grade. And he enters a new school, a new environment, because he used to live on a farm, but after his grandma fell out of a tree, he needs to go to public school. And since he's obviously a newbie to public school, all the kids take advantage of him and bully him. But the way he reacts changes everyone and really affects who they are. So this is another good book, and if you're eager to read this, comment down below. One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia is the next recommendation. This book is a historical fiction. Basically, historical fiction is, it's basically like a time period that has already happened. So this one is around the civil rights movement, and it basically creates a story around it. So the story of this book is 3 sisters from Brooklyn. They're blacks. I'm not racist, I just had to say it. They go to California by themselves. Their dad sent them in a plane to meet their mom. And their mom is a person they were waiting to see. They had high expectations. But when they arrive there, they kind of don't get to meet those expectations. But by the time they leave their mom, they already missed it. So this book is a really good book, and I don't want to spoil it. But if you guys really like this book, there is a second book called PSP11, and the third book, Gone Crazy in Alabama. I have read the first two, but I have not read the third one yet. So I'm eager to read it because this was another good book. Next book, From the Desk of Zoe Washington. So this is not really a historical fiction book, but it does relate to that civil rights movement again. So Zoe Washington, as you can tell from the cover, is Zoe Washington is a 12-year-old girl, and she stumbles across a letter from her real father, who's in jail. Her mom hid the fact that her dad in jail ever talked to her. But this birthday, she found a letter from her dad. And ever since that letter she's read, she wonders why her dad got in jail, and realizes that her dad in jail could help her. So what she does is she actually tries to find a way to get her dad out of jail, which happened like about 10 years ago. And she's becoming a detective and like traveling to other places, and this is all under her mom's radar. So this book is really good. If you guys like secret things and you guys like a brave person stepping up, I highly recommend reading this book. The next one, the Harry Potter series. I had to put this in this recommendation. For those of you who have not watched or read Harry Potter, what are you doing with your life? But no, seriously, this book is one of the best series of all. If you would ask anyone what was their favorite series, they would say Harry Potter. Well, not true, but it is somewhat true. So, the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling is a 7-part book series and an 8-part movie series. 8 parts for the movie because the last book they made into 2 parts, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. And as you can see on the cover is actually the movie cover of my favorite book and movie, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. But basically in this book, book series, Harry becomes a wizard, and he has on a journey to defeat Lord Voldemort, or as known as Who Must Not Be Named. So this is a really good book series, and if you haven't read Harry Potter, just go read it, because honestly, it's the best book. And Harry Potter, one thing I like about it is that to this day, this book and movies were released in like the early 2000s, like 2005, and somewhat 2010 was the last movie, is that still people are debating about such small details. For example, why did Harry Potter survive the attack from Voldemort? Or why did Snape die? So these small details are still being talked about today, and they're even debatable. So this is why I love the Harry Potter series. The next one, Campfire Mallory by Laurie Fredman. This is another series, and it's actually like a lower level book, but it's a really fun book for lessons. So basically in this book, Marianne and Mallory, they go to camp. Mallory is not excited because she worries she's going to hate it and she's not going to be able to have fun. When they go to there, she and her friend Marianne are separated, and she is stuck with a girl, I don't remember her name exactly, and she actually hates that girl at first. And then when she realizes her real true nature, she regrets her first judgment for that girl and tries to fix it. Now, Campfire Mallory is part of a series with so many books, and in each book we learn a lesson. In this book we learn, don't judge someone by first impressions or first looks, similar to the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. Okay? This one you can find on epic.com. It's a free reading website. Well, not free, but many schools do have it. So I suggest reading this. Next one, Percy Jackson series. Another favorite series of mine. So, in this series, well, before I move on, Rick Riordan is one of the best authors of all time. So basically, Percy Jackson has multiple series because he intellects mythology in so many ways. There's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is series 1. Then there's the Heroes of Olympus, which where Greeks and Romans combined work together. And I've read only the first two. I have not read Trials of Apollo or Magnus States, but I've heard they're really good books. Percy Jackson's Olympians is basically a journey to defeat Kronos, similarly to Harry Potter, where Harry Potter has to destroy Voldemort. And Percy Jackson and Harry Potter have a lot of similarities. For example, Percy and both Harry don't know their true identity at first. And another thing is, they're really, people look up to them. Percy looked, all the members of Camp Half-Blood looked up to Percy, and all the members of Hogwarts and his classmates looked up to Harry Potter. So these books have a lot of similarities, and if you like Harry Potter, I highly recommend reading Percy Jackson because this series is really long, so you don't get any if you read all of the series in the correct order, you do not miss any single note. Okay, and the next one, Arusha and the End of Time. Before I move on, if you guys like the book recommendations I have, consider subscribing to my channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on my videos. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. So Arusha and the End of Time. Now you can also tell up here, it's a Rick Riordan book, and Rick Riordan and Roshani Chokshi, an Indian author, have combined to create a book about Indian mythology. Basically, they make a new version of the Pandava brothers. If you do not know what the Pandava brothers are, basically the 5 mystical warrior brothers, and they protect to save the time. Like they have to put a god to sleep. I don't know the exact how it is. Basically, that's how it is. But in this series, instead of the 5 brothers, it's the 5 sisters. And basically, it's about the journey of Aru and finding her sisters, and etc. Okay? And if you guys like Rick Riordan books, you guys will love this book. And the 4th book just released, Arusha and the City of Gold. So, check it out. And the last one, Seraphina and the Black Cloak by Robert Betty. This is another one of my personal favorites, and it's one of the best books I have to say. I actually got this recommended by a friend. And basically what happens in this book, Seraphina is a poor girl, and she lives with her pa underneath an estate underneath a rich person's estate. And this is actually a real place in North Carolina. And this is not a true story, but the place is real. And basically, it relates to magic, friendships, and all that stuff. And basically, what happens is that Seraphina, one night, is like, because she's the CRC, Chief Rat Catcher, and she meets a rat, but not a rat you'd expect, a rat that steals kids. And she teams up with the rich estate's son and create a friendship and try to destroy and kill that rat. Okay? So this is a horror book in a way, but it's awesome. And this is also, you can find clips of them on YouTube. And also, Percy Jackson does have some movies. I believe the first 2 or 3 are movies of the Olympians, but then they stopped making them for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. And these are some book series that I recommend reading if you guys like comic graphic novel books. There's Big Nate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Geronimo Stilton, and Dogman. And I know I didn't add it, but Diary of a Wimpy Kid does have a new part to it where it's based on Rowley Jefferson, Greg Heffley's best friend. It's called Diary of an Awesome Kid. I think something like that. But yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate all these books from my least favorite to my most loved. So starting off in first place, meaning the one I love the most, is Percy Jackson. Okay, I just love this series, and I just love the way Rick Riordan writes. The second favorite is Harry Potter. My third favorite is Arusha and End of Time. I just love the way how they connect Indian mythology to, and they give a twist to it, which is also really cool. My next favorite will be From the Desk of Zoe Washington, then One Crazy Summer, then Restart, Schooled, Campfire Mallory, and then Seraphina and the Black Cloak in last place. That is because obviously all these books are my favorite, and that's why they made the list in the top, I think, 11 books I recommend. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and remember, if you guys like these books and find these recommendations and like these recommendations, please share them with your friends, and yeah, because then they get to meet the same books and that you did. Remember to share the video, like the video, and subscribe, and see you later, guys. Bye bye.